Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to another question mark month. This time, I'm reviewing a movie that you have heard of, if you live in Canada, especially. It's an Edgar Wright movie. No, it's not one of the Cornetto trilogy. Mostly reviewed those already. And this is a PG-13 movie he did based on a graphic novel series, Scott Pilgrim versus the World from 2010, from 10 years ago. Yeah, I just saw this movie on Netflix a few months ago, so I want to finally review it on my new channel. It's got a great cast. You have Michael Cera as Scott Pilgrim, a slacker musician who must win a competition to get a record deal and battle the seven evil exes of his new girlfriend, Ramona Flowers, played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Well, it's not his first girlfriend. His first girlfriend is this gorgeous Asian girl. We'll get to that. It also has Chris Evans, Brandon Routh, Mae Whitman, Anna Kendrick, Kieran Culkin, and Alison Pill as Scott's friends. You also have Ellen Wong, who's adorable, and Brie Larson as as his own evil ex. Hold on, I need a second. Okay, I got that out of my system. Yeah, I could not get my eyes off of Brie Larson every time she's on screen. She is just smoking hot in this movie. She has like this long, voluminous blonde hair and red, juicy lips, and she has this look like, I can fuck you or I can kill you, and I'm like, oh my god, she's delicious in this movie. She needed more screen time. Not that the other two girls are bad, mind you. They're actually pretty. Most of the other girls are very, very beautiful. But Brie is just like beyond anything I've ever seen besides, other girls in the MCU like Scarlett Johansson and Natalie Portman. Jason Schwartzman's in the movie. He plays Gideon, Ramona's most recent ex and the competition's record producer. He's good. He's always a good actor, Jason Schwartzman. He's mostly worked with Wes Anderson and some of his films, so he's good. And for a PG-13 movie, Wright did a good job with this. I think this is much funnier than Kick-Ass. I didn't laugh with that. I was just mean-spirited. Granted, Scott's kind of a douchebag, but I'm like, it's Michael Cera. I mean, you're gonna he's an acquired taste. You either like this guy or you don't. I think he's fine in the role. He's not the worst thing ever. The film could have been shorter, though. I think at on 112 minutes is too long. This isn't a superhero movie, guys. It's a movie based on a comic I never read, but this could have been 95 minutes. The extra 20 minutes is just a lot of padding and video game references, which are fine because that's what I guess hipsters like this because the comic and the graphic novel mention a bunch of video game references like Zelda and Mario and all that. I'm a gamer, so I got the references, and this is way better than Pixels because that movie was just insulting the video game fans, and it was mostly the arcade video games, not consoles, you know? The movie had a budget of $85 million and only made half that because it bombed thanks to Expendables. But it's a cult. It got a cult following. It deserves it. It was not meant for mainstream audiences. This movie could have easily been made for 10 million and made a profit. But Wright thought, I need to make a big budget movie that doesn't have British people like Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. And yeah, the timing was a bit off. I mean, he also was going to do Ant-Man, but he left. So, but I would have been interested. Yeah, film adaptation of the comics was proposed following the release of the first volume. Wright became attached to the project, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the film was a box office bomb, but received positive reviews from critics who particularly noted the film's visual style and humor. Yeah, the visual style is pretty awesome. You have a lot of cool CG, colorful imagery, a lot of video game references and sounds from the games. I like some of the dialogue is pretty witty, and some of the humor made me laugh. Like when Brandon Routh says that vegans are better because we're better than people that are not. I'm like, that was pretty funny, and other stuff. And it got a quote following. Yeah, it was in the several top 10 lists and received over 70 award nominations. But it didn't get an Oscar nomination, but it didn't need to because it's not needed. Now, where there were some things that bothered me, I think Kieran Culkin in the movie, he comes out as gay. I don't care about that. You don't need the gay best friend. I've seen that in so many movies. Hell, I saw that in Booksmart last year with the most gorgeous lesbian girl who's ever been on screen, played by Caitlin Dever, and I already know she's nothing like that. Here, it bothered me because I'm like, it's just not needed. You could have cut that out. It's a PG-13. No one's going to give a shit about that. Booksmart was R, so they kind of got away with it. They said, yeah, its script may not be as dazzling as eye-popping visuals, but Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is fast, funny, and inventive. Yeah, and it's colorful. It's not emo and dark. There's some stupid dialogue like, I'm in lesbians with you. Yeah, that's how Michael Cera talks, guys. You're either going to take it or leave it. Him and Jesse Eisenberg are very similar, except Eisenberg got an Oscar nomination. But I like Michael Cera in other films. I did like him as the voice of Robin in the Lego Batman movie. He was funny and charming and cute, and he did a good job. And I also liked him in Nick and Nora's uh, playlist. I thought that was pretty cute with him and Kat Dennings. So he can be a good actor. It's just when he talks like this in other movies, like in Year One, yeah, that's terrible. That movie is garbage. This at least is funny and has some inventive kills and some pretty cool references. And like I said, if you hate Captain Marvel, then go back and watch this movie and see how gorgeous Brie is. Let me show you a picture of her. That sound I made was like a bird call for this beautiful woman. Kevin Smith said he was impressed by it, and it's a spellbinding, and nobody's going to understand what the fuck is just hit him. Yeah, it's not a. If you've never read the comics, you're going to be kind of confused because of the premise, but it's not that hard to understand. All things considered, the music was pretty cool. The Canadian music that they play. He's in a band, so he plays a lot of music. It's very Canadian more than a British film. That's why it didn't feel like an Edgar Wright movie. Let me just put her because I need to show you this picture of her. Just absolutely, I can't take it. She sings in this movie because Brie can't sing. Look at this face. Look at this. Look how adorable she looks. God, I want to lick her face so bad. I know that's weird, but again, guys, I'm older than her. I wish I could get that kind of boner for a girl that's. Look at her face here. Sexy, one of the sexiest women I've ever seen, and she's part Canadian, so it made sense she was in this movie. You should totally come. Oh, I'm getting there. Man, she's one of the most gorgeous women I've ever seen. And the fact that she went from this, which was a box office flop, to one of the biggest movies of last year, huh? Yeah. So, and her career is much bigger than Michael Cera's is anyway. And the film has charm. There's a scene where Michael Cera has like a ghost that like is self conscious or something like that. It talks to him. It's kind of weird. It's kind of a Star Warsy thing, but it didn't bother me that much because it's not in the film that much. The Asian girl also, she's adorable. Let me see what she looks like. She's just cute. She's like an anime chick come to life. Ellen Wong, adorable. This is her. Again, guys, I have a fetish for Asian girls. It was only inevitable that I was going to find this girl absolutely adorable. Why would he leave her? Because she's 17. Again, now a movie like this would not be made today, where you got Michael Cera, who's supposed to be like in his 20s, and he's dating a girl that's way younger than him. That would not be done today in a PC world where they want women to be empowered and not be belittled. No pun intended. But yeah, I think Ali Wong's acting is fine. She's adorable. Love looking at her, and she's not the biggest of all time. But you know what gets me is that she is a woman, and that's good enough for me. And the film, like I said, it has a lot of charm. It's just a little bit too long. The gay stuff's not needed. It's just really forced in there. The fight scenes are cool. I did like it. And it's cool to see Chris Evans play a villain and not a good guy because he's usually Captain America. This is what he did before the MCU. So people still have to start somewhere. The movie has a lot of DC and Marvel actors in it, so or voice actors that have been in Marvel stuff. I think Mae Whitman's been in a couple of things, and it's fun. If you didn't like it, I can understand. It's an acquired taste. This movie was never going to be for everybody because it's not a superhero movie. It's like a video game hipster uh, rock band freaking game comedy. That's basically what it is. And I liked it for what it was. To see it on Netflix, I didn't pay for it in the theater, and it's not the worst comedy that even came out that year because I've seen way worse. Yeah, Scott is 22 and he's dating a 17-year-old. Again, that would not happen today. And also, I forgot to mention Mary Elizabeth Winstead has like a bunch of different colored wigs in this movie. She's pretty cute in the movie. I've always liked her. She deserved better than Birds of Prey. This also flopped like Birds of Prey, but it cost less. Didn't need a $200 million budget and a bunch of CG hitting me in the face and glitter. You know what I mean? That's just not for me. Aubrey Plaza's in the movie too, but I never liked her. So the less I talk about her, the better. There's also other people I forgot to mention. You have These two Japanese guys, Kita Sato and Shoto Sato as Kyle and Ken Katayanagi, because Bill Hader is the voice, and Ben Lewis as the other Scott. Uh, John DeNichol is an elevator hipster, lollipop hipster. Yeah, it's a hipster movie, guys. But I'm no hipster. You can tell by the way I dress, but I get the movie. This had come out like today, it would have probably been a huge hit on Netflix. So if it was a Netflix movie, but it's fine for what it is. And Brie is absolutely gorgeous, guys. I could not stop every time she did like a look like I'm like, oh my god, I just want to lick you like a lollipop. But anyway, that's my review of Scott Pilgrim versus the World, guys. I don't want to be too freaky, but yeah, Brie just brings the inner man out of me, and all the other girls too. And nothing against Anna Kendrick or Mary Elizabeth Winstead or Ellen Wong. They're adorable as well. But there's only one Brie, and I wish she was the lead in this movie. But hey, Michael Cera's not horrible, so I've seen worse. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next review.